What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. Mick Foley. The boy Mick Foley is got some heat going on in WWE. Now, he had this was on Instagram where he gave a minute for about 74 seconds. It's about a minute and almost about a minute and 15 some seconds. And he called out WWE. Now, I wonder if I should play it or if I should just read it.
Called out is a strong term.
Well, yeah. But
I like the way he started it, though.
Okay, so for our listeners, should I play it or should I read it?
You can read it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it ain't copyright, so I guess you can play it.
Yeah, so yeah. Okay, well, I'll play it. And then I'll read it.
Hello, this is the hardcore legend Mick Foley. I'd like to title this video, WWE, We've Got a Problem, because I think you do. And that problem is that WWE is no longer the place for talent to aspire to. Part of it is because AEW is doing a great job of attracting great talent, proven talent, building other talent, creating storylines, but part of it is a problem of your own making. I think younger talent sees the way that developmental characters are cut or left by the wayside, or in the case of Karrion Kross, greatly watered down and even made a joke of when they debut on the main roster. If it's not broke, don't fix it. If I was an aspiring talent now, big league talent with a major decision to make, I'm not sure that I would trust WWE Creative to do the right thing with my career. You guys did wonders with me back in the day, but that was a different time, different place. If it was today, I'm not sure I would trust the powers to be with my career in their hands. And until that changes, WWE, you've got a problem.
All right, so what Mick Foley is saying here is, hello, this is the hardcore legend Mick Foley. I like to title this video, WWE, We've Got a Problem, because I think you do. And that problem is that WWE is no longer the place for talent to aspire to. Part of it is because AEW is doing a great job of attracting great talent, proven talent, building other talent, creating storylines, but part of it is a problem of your own making. I think younger talent sees the way that developmental characters are cut or left by the wayside, or in the case of Karrion Kross, greatly watered down and even made a joke of when they debut on the main roster. If it's not broke, don't fix it. If I was aspiring talent now, big league talent with major decision to make, I'm not sure I would trust WWE Creative to do the right thing with my career. You guys did wonders with me back in the day. That was a different time, different place. If it was today, I'm not sure I would trust the powers that be with my career in their hands. And until that changes, WWE, you've got a problem. So, Mick Foley said that. Booker T chimed in and agreed with him, and Booker T's been up and down lately. So, and I don't always agree with anything Mick Foley says neither. But however, I agree with him because he's right. He has a point. What are your thoughts on this first part before you really get into break it down?
No, he's right. I'm surprised. Booker agreed with him. He's trying to keep the check, trying to keep that check going.
Yeah, but, I get it. Booker seems to be trying to keep a check going. I get it.
But I think that he's right, because obviously when we see what everybody that's debuted, obviously they don't do the best. Everybody's not the greatest, but from what you see, obviously, and then of course the people that they got who won't want to work with Punk and Cole and Bryan Danielson, and Omega. I mean, come on. Come on.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, there are people in AEW that AEW gives them a chance to shine. Each week, I would say either each week or every 2 weeks or even a month, they will bring somebody up to the main show just to try them out in a regular trios match or a tag team match to showcase what they can do, such as Dante Martin, such as what was the guy that Moxley went up against on Rampage a couple weeks ago? Danny Garcia? Yeah. Such as that. And they showcase their stuff on Dark and Elevation, but then when they get to the main roster, they are treated with respect. And when I say treated with respect, that does not mean you're supposed to go out there and win. But when you're not made to look like a joke. When there's nothing wrong with Bryan Danielson, there's nothing wrong with Adam Cole, there's nothing wrong with CM Punk. So when they came in there, Tony Khan ain't sit there and try to change what was up with them. Same thing with Jon Moxley. There's nothing wrong with him. WWE, for some reason, got to put their stamp on things, which does not mean anything. First of all, biggest example is Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H saw Keith Lee and understood what the gimmick was. He's a big guy both ways. He's tall, he's wide, he has a gut. He is a big guy, but the purpose of him is to be limitless. A guy that looks like Keith Lee cannot do half the shit Keith Lee can do. Cleanly. There are big guys that are athletic that can do some things, and there's some that like, yo, you're too big, you shouldn't be doing this. Keith Lee can clear the ropes better than QT Marshall can. And QT Marshall is smaller than Keith Lee. That was the whole thing in the package. But then when he gets to the main roster, Vince got to put a damn shirt on him. Why? That makes him look even fatter. Then he puts him in this little Samoan Joe skirt thing. Why? Then they change his music. Why? And everybody keeps talking about this damn CFO shit. No, here's the thing. So you mean to tell me they don't want to play Keith Lee's music as the CFOs, but yet Shayna Baszler still got her music? AJ Styles still got his music?
Did CFO make those?
Yes. Matt Riddle still got his music? Bianca Belair still got her music?
It is a CFO issue, though.
But why do they still have their music?
I don't know, but I don't know what it is.
I mean, because I understand they want to start going away from the CFO stuff, which I don't understand. I never got into like fully why they wanted to stop working with CFOs.
I think CFO like broke up or something. I don't know. It's something like that. Either they broke up or they can't get their rights right. But they are starting to stray away from some because there's no reason they should have got rid of Undisputed Era theme song. Even if they broke up, they should keep one of them should have kept the theme song.
Exactly.
And not have these generic songs. Pete Dunne's song was good, and now he got a generic song. So I think it is an issue, but I don't know exactly.
But honestly, once again, it's like this: like Bianca Belair's song is CFOs. She still got it.
Maybe it's just the NXT issue.
I mean, Keith Lee had a song in NXT.
I'm saying, but when he left, they changed it. I don't know. There is an issue.
There is an issue, but there's also the bigger issue is how they try to change Keith Lee, and then they want Keith Lee to work like Mark Henry or the Big Show. He's not Mark Henry or the Big Show. That's what makes people like Keith Lee.
Who?
Huh?
Who?
Excuse me. Paul White.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the world's strongest man. They don't like the way Keith Lee... But here's the thing. When Keith Lee was at Survivor Series, it was just him and Roman Reigns. And he was doing all that athletic shit then. And the crowd was on their feet. And Roman shook his hand to kind of like give the approval. That's when you should have known right there was nothing wrong with Keith Lee. Right then. Did you not like the Roman Reigns and Keith Lee exchange that they had at Survivor Series?
Yeah, and also the one that he had with Brock.
Oh, the one he had with Brock was awesome. And the one he had with Brock was awesome. And the thing is, it's like, yo, when Brock was like, yo, that's a big motherfucker right there. That can move. He can move.
We'll be on this Keithley issue all day. We got to move it along because I know you got to feel for like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, look, I'm sorry. But that's what Mick Foley is talking about. And if you're a star and you're sitting there trying to figure out like, I want to go to WWE or I want to go to AEW, and I look at what AEW does with their talent. I ain't talking about their main top talent. I'm talking about their talent in general. I'm like, yo, they get more of a shot, more of an opportunity to be showcased. And yes, you're not going to be able to use everybody because you only got 2 episodes, and you do not need to extend them things to no 3 or 2 hours. You don't need to. You got a 2-hour Dynamite and an hour Rampage. But within that, look, Brian Pillman Jr. started to go up the ranks. He just had to wait his time. But while he was waiting his time, he was doing the Varsity Blonde stuff. And now look at how he has started to climb the card, and he's about to get a big match. And you look at that, you're like, man, I like the way they're treating him. Then you look at Karrion Kross, and you're like, why is he about to fight Ninja Turtles? Where the hell is Scarlet? They don't have these people. What is the issue? So now that they're saying that Mick Foley's in hot water, I'm like, why? For telling the truth? Somebody got to hear it. This can't be Jordan in the Hornets, and you around all these yes men.
He don't. I thought he don't work for them.
Who?
Foley.
I think Foley has a Legends contract.
Wow. And look who about to get. Guess who about to get the first AEW Legends match?
And when it comes to the Legend contract, they don't want none of their legends speaking out on any of their stuff. Remember when Sean Waltman was watching Hell in a Cell, and he said, I may not ever be back ever again, but that was bullshit. And they got mad because he's a legend. He's not supposed to talk about any of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, how can you have a disqualification and a no disqualification match?
And he's like, this shit's bullshit, and I agree with him. But now, you know, with Mick Foley taking that step out, because first of all, Mick Foley I remember he credited Kevin Nash and Batista. When it was, okay, I don't know if you remember this. Remember when George Floyd died?
Yep.
Batista and Kevin Nash said what they had to say and didn't give a fuck. Who felt whatever. They was fighting for us. They were saying Black Lives Matter. They was all saying that kind of stuff. And Foley was like, yo, they kind of gave me the confidence to go out there and say the right thing instead of worried about what's going to happen. And then Foley was just like, hey, let's piss off another few people today. Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? He was doing that, and he got that confidence. So now Mick Foley is out there taking a step like, yo, I think y'all should join me. And I think there's a lot of other legends out there to be like, you know what? Yo, man, fuck this joint, man. Tell the truth. Y'all have a problem. And for them to sit there and say that Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson are not big deals of them leaving, you're fucking lying. You mean tell me somebody like Adam Cole leaves your company because he can't play Twitch, and which I will get into another reason also. And Bryan Danielson leaves, and you mean to tell me that they're not big losses? Prom, are you serious?
You know, literally they built NXT for this man, Adam Cole. Like they literally built it. He carried it on his back. That's why they changing it because everything they built it for was for him.
Yeah. And it's so crazy. I'm just sitting there like, yo, my God, you cannot be extremely that dumb. And I'm like, I agree with everything he's saying, and I think he should continue on to. I think other legends should join in and agree with him. I was surprised when Booker T agreed with him because Booker T was still one of my favorite wrestlers, but he's been up and down on a lot of shit. And I'm just like, you know, I ain't saying you trying to keep that check coming, but you know, the whole thing he said about CM Punk was stupid.
He stuck out like a sore thumb.
What you say? What?
He stuck out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. The whole thing about CM Punk was just stupid. I was just like, Booker, stop. Like really, like you don't even believe the tea you drinking right now. You're not believing the shit that's coming out your mouth right now. You know that. You know that. So, yes, I agree with Mick Foley, and more people should jump on what he's saying and notify that, yo, you have a problem, and you will continue to have a problem. It ain't look, you got all the money in the world. You got your budget. You're set. You're not going to go bankrupt. Your company has too much money, but when it comes to losing stars, because look, Sami Zayn's deal is about to be up in the fall. Kevin Owens, if you lose Owens, and that's going to lead to Zayn, that's going to lead to Ricochet, that's going to lead to that's going to lead to all these people that's bouncing. And what you going to say? They weren't that point. They just indie guys anyway. No. Y'all, you have no roster now. And first of all, they making these panic moves with people out there feeling though that WWE's not worried. You mean to tell me they weren't worried and they switched the match for Extreme Rules between Bobby and Randy to Bobby and Randy tonight on Raw because Monday Night Football's coming back? You don't think they are worried about shit?